All right, so let's go ahead and do the salinity and density lab as you would show your students how to do this. The materials that you're going to have are 3 different samples of water. And a tip to do this, what we did was we used big gallon jugs and we used hot water to mix the salt. So in each jug I put a lot of hot water, and in one jug I added a lot of salt. I did at least 2 beakerfuls of salt, and then I added food coloring and shook it up real good. In the second one, I did about half of that amount of salt, so about a beaker, and then shook it up. And then in the other one, there's no salt. So the clear one in this case has no salt, and the red had the most, and the blue had the second amount. You won't tell the kids that because they need to figure out which one has the most salinity when they do this lab. So what you would give the kids, eventually it would, the water would be the same temperature. So they, they sit for the whole day in their room temperature at that point when you get through all your classes. The only difference is the amount of salt. So the first step that the students will do, this is what they will get on their trays. They will get the water samples in the cups. They'll have a beaker and the pipette. So these are all of the materials you would give to the students. And the first step is to add the clear water. They're going to pour about 100 milliliters. And you can have them stir. I tell them to stir it before they put it into the beaker, just to mix up the salt. So they'll stir that and then pour it in. Then they're going to take the blue first. I have them put their dropper all the way to the bottom of the cup because sometimes the salt will sit at the bottom. Then when you tell them to drop it in, make sure they don't put it down the middle. They want to put it against the glass on the inside of the beaker as low as they can go, and then just drop it in there. We're gonna do 3 drops of each. 3 full ones. And each time they do this, you want them to observe it at eye level. So right now the blue is at the bottom. So let me lift it carefully. I don't want it to mix. So you want to make sure that the kids don't mix it either. You don't want it all to get mixed up. Then we're going to do the same thing with the red. So we'll do 3. So we're going to put it on the side and then drop it in. You can already see it with 2. I'm just going to stop at 2 for this video, but when they look at it at eye level, you can see that the red went to the bottom and the blue is in the middle and the clear is on top. So the kids will determine which one had the most salinity, and if they're understanding it correctly, they'll know that the red water had the most. It's the most dense, so it sank to the bottom. The blue had the second amount and the clear didn't have any salinity at all, and they'll talk about that in their conclusion. And that is the salinity and density lab.